In 3ds Max, to build a project, we start by drawing a 3D shape or 2D shape. So you have only two different shape, 2-dimension or 3-dimension. So both of them can be found in create menu, and from create you can go to geometry for the three dimension shapes like box or sphere or cylinder, and the next menu is the shapes. From shapes we can build any 2 dimensions shapes like circle, rectangle, donut, stars, and even text. So you have to keep in mind, when you start doing any project, you have only two things you start with, 3D or 2D. But we usually use the 2-dimension in order to produce a 3-dimension shape. So in this tutorial I will show you how to use 2-dimension shape for our purpose to build a 3-dimension shape. Okay, so before I start, I'll just remind you that 3-dimension shape like box, like sphere, like cylinder, these are 3-dimension, and 2-dimension are like circle, like rectangle, and even arc. Okay, so these are shapes that the 3D Max provide, and these are the basics. We have to start from these basics in order to produce a complicated project. So in this tutorial I'll try to build this table by using 2-dimension methods in order to produce a 3D shape like this table. So I will start to build this table. I will skip only this this part of the table because it is a little complicated, and maybe we will do it in the future tutorials, but at the moment we will do this table like this rounded shape with this stand. Okay, so to do this table we can do it in many or different ways. So you should keep in mind, to do or to start with any project, you first need to study your project in order to do it with the fastest way, sorry for my language, and also to in order to not stuck with some problems, because sometimes you start with a way and at the end you will find yourself stuck with some point that you can't continue with. So you have to plan your project before you started with. So to me, I will do this just for the tutorial. So this stand, I will do this stand by using lathe method. Lathe method is used usually used with the 2-dimension shapes and converted to a 3D shape, and this middle part is a simple cylinder, and this curve I will use a Loft method to build this rounded curve. So let's start and see how we can finish this table. So firstly, select all, Control A and delete from the keyboard, Z to back to the home screen. So usually when I want to build any project, I start with these three views. So basically I will start from the top view. There is no grid because I already hit it G. So if you hit G, the grid will be on and off. So I will start with the cylinder. This is the middle part of the table. Okay, so let's see our table. Okay, let's say okay, before I continue, I usually like to specify my units. So this is the default way. So if you go to the customize and then unit setup, you can set up your units. Like I usually use metric and with centimeters. So okay, with the centimeters, I want the radius is like let's say 60, and the height is let's say 10 centimeter. So this is our middle part of the table. Okay, and then I will increase let's see from the top view. Okay, this is the top view. I will okay, I will just increase. Okay, it's already increased the side segments because the default is 18, and if you can see with the 18 it's still have an age. So I will increase it to 32. This is a good number to be soft enough, like rounded. Okay, so this is the middle part. Then I'll start to do this curve part of the table. So to do this curve part in 3ds Max, we have a loft method. Loft method requires two different shapes. It's required the shape and a path. So if you with the shape and path, we can fill the path with that shape in a 3D way. Okay, I will show you. So I will go to the front view, then from front view go to the create, then shape, and from shape let's build simple line. So let's say this is our line. This is just the basics. Okay, let's say this and here, just close it. And then we need to modify this line. Okay, what I'm doing is building a side view of this curve. Okay, and with simple shape. So just imagine that this is the side view of the table. So we need to go line, then vertex, and from vertex we need to modify this line here. So let's change this line to be a buzzer. Okay, buzzer is good. I think we need one tutorial for the for a simple spline. Okay, so I will do it in the future. So let's say this is okay. This is the top part of the shape. I just want it to be let's change this one to buzzer corner. Okay, okay, and here we go. No, this is not a buzzer corner, this is a buzzer corner. Okay, so sorry for this one. Let's say this is good, and here we need to reduce this two line, and let's say this is the curve. Oh, sorry, this is the curve. Let's back this one a little here, and let's, yeah. Okay, so let's suppose this is the our rounded curve. Okay, let's go this little down. Okay, so now we built the rounded shape of the table with simple closed shape. Okay, so the second thing we need is a path. So let's go from the top view. This is our shape. Let's bring it near to the table, and here my path is a simple circle with the same radius of the middle part of the table. So we can go to create shape circle and then do this path. Okay, just to ensure the radius is the same with 60 from modify. Okay, so this is our path. So if we go to the perspective view, we will get okay, this is our shape, just to ensure in the same, all of them in the same section. Okay, so to use the loft method, we need a path and a shape, and then we can use loft to fill this path with a 3D shape, have this shape. So I will start by selecting one of these. Loft can be found in create, then from create go to geometry, then from geometry you need to open this drop down menu and then go to compound object. It's the third selection, compound object. So create geometry compound object, and then from compound object we can find a loft. So to activate loft, we need to select one shape. So I will start by selecting the path. So this is my path, and then select, now loft can be activate. So click loft, and then when we click loft, there is some settings of loft, but at the moment we have to focus on one method, which is get. There is two bottom, get path or get shape. So we already selected the path, so now we need to get the shape. So we click on get shape and click on the shape. Voila. And what we did is we filled the path with the 3D shape, having the same this 2-dimension shape. So if we finish, we just need to right click to finish our loft method, and then we got in the modify method we got the loft. Okay, the most beautiful part of the loft is that we can modify this 3D shape by modifying the 2-dimension shape. So if you can see, we can modify the 3D shape by simply modifying the 2-dimension shape. So I think if you can see, the height of the table is very small comparing to this shape. So I will just maintain this height. So let's say let's move these two vertex a little higher and these two to the down part. This one is down more. Reduce this line. Okay, let's say this is okay. Go back a little, and these two should be here to the top, and this should be to the down. Okay, so here we got our shape, I think we just need to modify this simple and this one. Okay, so let's move this one here. Let's say, okay, let's try to do it as buzzer, and then yes, we got what we want. Okay, so let's say even we don't need this thickness, let's choose the thickness and just move this one here. So and move this one here. So this is our age. Okay, if I'm not right, if I'm yes. So if you can see the 3D shape, the loft shape is already modified according to what we did to the shape of the loft. And here's the path. Even if you change the path, it will be modified too. So we build the rounded shape, so we just need to go to top view and move it to be rounded by the table from the front view. So okay, so now we just need to reduce the height of the table, right? So because this is just it's just a cup for the table, so you need to reduce the height and ensure it will be exactly in the same level. Exactly. So we did the, I think we did the rounded shape with a very simple way by using a 2-dimension shapes, and we built a 3-dimension shape. So this is a basic 3-dimension cylinder, and this is a loft. It's built by using 2 different shape, path and shape. So now we need to build this stand. Okay, there's another way to build the 3-dimension shape by using 2-dimension shape. This way is by using a modifier. This modifier called Lathe. So what Lathe did is that it's just required a simple front section of any shape, any rounded shape, and so we need just a front section of that rounded shape, like this back down part. And then if we build this front shape, like this curve, and here if we build only this part, we can use Lathe to build a rounded 3D shape according to this front 2-dimension shape. So let's start, and I think you will grasp what I'm saying. So let's say our table is a 90 centimeter. So I will build a simple rectangle with a 90 centimeter height. So this is the length. I will do it 90. Okay, so this is the top part. This is just it's like a roller for me. So the second thing is we will start to build our shape, our front section shape. So I will start with simple line. Sorry, let's bring this here just to be just to make my drawing clear. So I will start from here, and this is another click, and there is another click, and I think we have a click here like this, and this, and okay, this one. So it's like I'm doing this curve, and then this, and this small drop down. So we will modify this line. Firstly, I will build another line here. So I will go to create and create line snap to start from here. Okay, just sorry, right click on snap just to modify my snaps. So there's 3 snaps. I click on the first snap, which is used with the selecting parts. So right click on the snap to modify snap on what. I usually use vertex to snap on vertices. So let's say I want to build a line from this point to here. Okay, that's enough. So let's ensure these 2 lines are welded well, and then I will start with this vertex. Let's turn off the snap, right click, convert it to buzzer. Buzzer is good. Yes. Okay, so this is the our rounded shape, I think. Yes, it's I think it's beautiful. Okay, so let's convert this one to be, let's do it one more buzzer, but now we just need to reduce these 2 lines. Okay, can you see? And I think we just need to move this one a little higher and reduce this 2 line like this. Let's reduce the thickness. Okay, so as you can see, what I did is I built a front section of my rounded stand. Can you see? In fact, I built only the half section of the front view, because if I want to draw the front view, we need another part like here, right? But we need only a half of this front section, because what we want to do is to use a lathe method. And with the lathe method, if you use this shape with the lathe will build a 3D shape around you can say lathe use this edge to build a round shape like the same edge. Okay, let's use the lathe and you will see. First, I will hit G to deactivate the grid. So this is my shape selected, and then from modifier list we can go and hit L to start with this is lathe. So by clicking lathe, what we got, we build a 3D shape around this our shape, but we need a little modification to show you what we did. So we have mainly we have 3 main modification. The first one is it's ask you in which direction you want to round your shape, like around an x-axis or y-axis or z-axis. So I think Z is the best one for us. And the alignment, what do you want, mini or center or max? I think we meant with mini. So if you can see, we build this 3D shape. If we go to the 2-dimension, if you can see from 2-dimension at the front view, this is our shape, and what Lathe did is building a 3D shape with the same front edge. And also we can from the lathe modification, there is a degree. So this is our shape. So simply this is our 2D shape, and we start filling this 2D shape with 3D shape rounded by 360 degree. So basically we build a 3D shape from simple 2D, from simple line. And the beautiful thing again is that we can modify the line, and the lathe will simply modify it 2. So if we go to line, so let's go from the front view and let's go to the vertex. Okay, so this is our line. If you can see the orange one. Okay, just yeah, I hope you can see properly. So this is our edge. So if I say the ground need to be modified, so it will be fine. And if you want to modify this little curvature here, so it will be fine. Okay, so I think it's huge, so this one is good. Okay, so what we learned from this tutorial is that we build a 3D shape by using simple 2D shape. So we just need to go to top view and move our stand to be in the center of the table. Let's say this is our center. Okay, so we build our table by using simple 2D shapes. So now after we build our project, we need to you have two choices. The first one is merge all these 3D shapes to be one 3D shape, or I usually group them in one group. So select our table, all the parts, and go to group and then group and name it as table. Okay, so what you got is a simple table that build by using simple 2-dimension things. Okay, we need one more thing is from geometry plan. This is just our plan to show you my beautiful table. So these are our table. So if we change the realistic mode to be realistic to be shaded, so this is our table. The only thing we need now is to add this wood material, and it will be ready to be used in any project. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. It's very important to learn how to build to build your project, how to use all these methods or modify the modifiers to build your project. But I think yeah, Loft and Lathe are very important. Thank you for watching this tutorial. If you like my tutorials, please give some feedback firstly, because I like feedback. I like to read your feedbacks, and like my video and subscribe, and see you soon. Bye bye.